Have you ever met someone and, within minutes, felt like you'd known them forever? The conversation flowed effortlessly. There were no awkward pauses, no forcing small talk. You just clicked. Maybe you've experienced it with a new coworker, a stranger at a party, or even someone sitting next to you on a plane. That warm, almost magnetic feeling you get when someone just gets you. That's rapport. And once you understand how it works, you'll realize it's not luck. It's not reserved for extroverts or naturally charismatic people. It's a skill you can learn, sharpen, and use to build instant trust with almost anyone. Rapport is the invisible thread that makes social interactions smooth. It's why some conversations feel energizing and memorable, while others feel stiff and mechanical. When rapport is there, walls drop. People open up. Trust builds fast. And the truth is, most people crave it. Studies show that in our hyper-distracted world, genuine connection is so rare that when we find it, even for a few minutes, it feels powerful. But here's what most people don't know. Rapport isn't random. It's not just about getting along. It's a neurological process, one tied to how our brains evolved to detect safety and belonging. Once you learn to activate it, you can create bonds quickly, whether you're talking to a new client, meeting someone at a bar, or even diffusing tension in a conflict. The two most powerful tools for this are mirroring and strategic questioning. These are not manipulative tricks, they're natural alignment techniques grounded in neuroscience. When used authentically, they create effortless familiarity, even with someone you just met. Think about it. Our brains are designed to recognize patterns, especially in other people. When someone's gestures, tone, or even word choices resemble ours, our nervous system relaxes. It subconsciously says, this person is like me. It's rooted in what psychologists call the similarity principle. Humans are tribal by nature. We evolved in small groups where familiarity meant safety and strangers could mean danger. So when we detect similarity, even in tiny ways, we feel safer, warmer, and more open. That's why you might instantly bond with someone from your hometown, or someone who laughs at the same things you do. Mirroring taps directly into this wiring. At its core, mirroring is about subtly reflecting someone's energy, body language, speech rhythm, and even their emotional tone. Done well, it bypasses conscious thought and signals, I'm in sync with you. This activates mirror neurons in the brain, specialized cells that fire both when we act and when we observe someone else doing the same. They're the reason we yawn when others yawn, or feel tense watching someone walk a tightrope. Mirror neurons create connection, and when someone feels you subtly matching their state, they sense it unconsciously. Their brain stops scanning for threats and shifts toward trust. Here's an example. Picture walking into a coffee shop to meet someone new. They're relaxed, leaning back slightly, speaking in a slow, calm tone. If you come in hyper-energetic, talking fast, and leaning forward aggressively, they'll feel a mismatch. Their nervous system reads it as friction, even if they don't know why. But if you subtly slow your pace, relax your shoulders, and mirror their casual tone, they feel, this person is on my wavelength. That's rapport forming in real time. And this works the other way too. If someone's energetic, gesturing, and fast talking, lightly matching that tempo tells their brain, we're in sync. You're not mimicking, they notice that. You're aligning just enough to trigger comfort. Salespeople use this constantly, but so do great leaders, therapists, and even skilled negotiators. FBI hostage negotiator Chris Voss teaches that mirroring someone's last 3 words, literally repeating them back, can rapidly calm tension and build connection because it shows attunement. For example, imagine this exchange. Them, I'm just frustrated with how the team's been handling things. You, frustrated with how the team's been handling things. Them, yeah, it feels like no one's communicating. Feels like no one's communicating. They nod, exactly, and it's been stressing me out. In less than 30 seconds, you've built resonance simply by reflecting their words and tone. They feel heard without you even offering solutions. Now, combine mirroring with strategic questioning and rapport skyrockets. Humans love to talk about themselves. Neuroscience backs this up. Sharing personal information lights up the same reward pathways as eating chocolate or receiving money. Harvard researchers even found that self-disclosure activates the brain's dopamine system. When you ask the right kinds of questions, you trigger this pleasure response in others. They literally feel good talking to you because their brain rewards them for it. The trick is in the type of questions you ask. Instead of defaulting to safe, generic ones like, "What do you do?" ask open-ended, story-inviting questions. Try, "What's been the best part of your week?" or "What's something you're excited about right now?" These invite emotion and narrative, which deepen connection far faster than transactional small talk. Then, follow up. If they say they're working on a new project, don't immediately pivot to yourself. Stay in their world. "That sounds exciting. What's been the biggest challenge?" Then, "What got you interested in that?" Each layer pulls them deeper, signaling genuine curiosity. Here's a conversational mini-script. "You, so what's been keeping you busy lately?" Them, "Honestly, planning a trip. I've been buried in travel sites." "You planning a trip? That sounds fun. Where are you going?" Them, "Italy. It's my first time there." "Italy for the first time? Wow. What inspired that?" Them, "I've always wanted to see Florence." "You, Florence is amazing. What are you most excited to see?" By this point, you're not just exchanging facts. They're emotionally engaged, picturing their trip, sharing personal tastes. And who are they associating all those good feelings with? You. That's how rapport forms quickly. Emotion plus attention equals connection. Another key is active listening. Too often we half listen, waiting for our turn to speak. But people can sense that. True rapport comes when they feel deeply heard. Practice micro-signals, nodding slightly, maintaining relaxed eye contact, leaning in subtly when they share something meaningful. Repeat back keywords they use. Match their emotional tone. If they laugh lightly, telling a story, let your smile mirror theirs. These small signals speak louder than words. There's also power in back-channeling, those small verbal cues like right, or wow, timed at moments that keep them flowing. It's non-intrusive, but shows you're present. The brain picks up on this constant feedback and interprets it as alignment. Now let's bring in real-world proof. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that waiters who subtly mirrored customers' orders, repeating back their exact phrasing, received tips that were 70% higher. Why? Customers felt a subconscious bond. Another study from New York University showed that strangers who mirrored each other's gestures reported significantly higher of closeness afterward, even when instructed not to speak. Rapport is built in the body before it's built in the mind. Even high-stakes fields use this. In therapy, Carl Rogers, the father of client-centered counseling, emphasized reflective listening, which involves mirroring not just content, but emotion. "You sound frustrated by that," or "It seems like that really excites you." This makes clients feel profoundly understood because their inner state is named and validated. You can apply this daily. When a friend vents about work, instead of jumping in with solutions, mirror their feeling. Sounds exhausting. That one phrase signals empathy faster than advice ever could. And here's where neuroscience ties it all together. When someone feels mirrored and understood, their amygdala, the fear center, calms down. Simultaneously, their brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, often called the trust molecule. Oxytocin isn't just for romantic connection, it's what mothers feel holding newborns, it's what spikes during deep conversation. Once oxytocin flows, defenses drop, rapport cements. Now let's talk pacing. Early on in a conversation, keep your energy calibrated to theirs. Don't overshare too quickly. Instead, focus on getting them to share first through mirroring and open questions. Once they've opened up, you can begin reciprocating with light self-disclosure. This reciprocal sharing creates a social rhythm. They tell a story, you mirror, ask, then share something equally vulnerable or personal in return. Over time, this builds what researchers call reciprocal high self-disclosure, one of the strongest predictors of fast social bonding. Here's an applied example. You meet someone at a work function. They say, "It's been a long week, lots of back-to-back meetings." You mirror, "Back-to-back meetings?" They nod. You follow, "Sounds draining, what's been the toughest part?" They tell you about a project deadline. You listen, match their tone, then share, "I get that. Last month I was buried under a similar sprint. It feels endless until it's done." Now you've mirrored, validated, and matched vulnerability. The loop tightens, rapport builds. Even in high-stakes environments like job interviews, these skills are gold. Imagine you're asked, "Tell me about yourself." Instead of launching into a rehearsed monologue, lightly mirror their phrasing and pace. If they're concise, keep your response crisp. If they're chatty, let your tone warm and expand slightly. Small alignment cues reassure them subconsciously, this candidate fits our culture. In social settings, it's the same. Picture a first date. They're smiling, leaning forward, speaking quickly with enthusiasm. Mirror that tempo, sprinkle in affirmations, ask layered questions, reflect their words. Within 20 minutes, you've created emotional resonance far beyond surface-level flirting. They feel comfortable because their nervous system is picking up on those subtle signals of similarity and empathy. The beauty of this is its adaptability. Whether someone is introverted and quiet, or outgoing and bubbly, you adjust to their bandwidth. You're not faking, you're simply tuning in. Think of yourself as a social DJ, mixing your energy to match the room. And yes, it works even across differences. Suppose you're talking to someone from a completely different background. Mirroring still applies. Match their pace, reflect their phrasing, find shared touch points through curiosity-driven questions. Humans may vary culturally, but these rapport triggers, mirroring, validation, oxytocin release are universal. With practice, this becomes instinctual. You start reading micro-cues faster, their tone, their gestures, their breathing. You sync lightly. You ask questions that invite them in. You mirror language and feelings, and soon conversations stop feeling transactional. They become seamless, almost magnetic. People walk away thinking, I don't know why, but I really like them. Here's the hidden benefit. When you build rapport quickly, you gain influence, not through force, but through trust. People listen more, share more, and feel safer around you. Doors open, opportunities flow because humans are wired to favor those they feel connected to. Imagine walking into any room knowing you can generate that warmth on demand. Interviews feel less intimidating. Socializing feels effortless. Networking turns from draining to energizing because you're playing the game your brain evolved for. Finding common rhythm, syncing nervous systems, and creating familiarity fast. And it all comes down to these repeatable steps. Mirror lightly, ask open questions, reflect their language, validate their feelings, and keep your curiosity front and center. Practice that loop. Observe, align, ask, listen, reflect, build, and soon rapport won't just be something that happens by chance. It will be something you create at will. One conversation at a time, you'll see it. Someone relaxes in your presence. Their shoulders drop. Their words flow more freely. They smile more. That's their nervous system saying, I trust this person. That's rapport. And once you know how to build it, you stop dreading social interactions and start mastering them. You don't wait for connection, you create it.